Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, my name is Josh, and in today's video, I'm going to be reviewing the Capital One SavorOne Rewards credit card against the Capital One SavorOne Rewards credit card for those with good credit. You're going to see the two different credit cards on the Capital One website. I'll be going over the similarities between these two credit cards, the differences, and in the end, which of these two credit cards might be the better fit for you. But before we go ahead and dive into the main features of both of these credit cards, if you wouldn't mind helping out real quickly by just giving this video a like, that just helps out with the good old YouTube algorithm, and also consider subscribing to my channel if you have not already. Plus, if you would like to receive up to $200 in free stock in a pinned comment below, I will be leaving a link to Robinhood. All you have to do is once you click on that link is just sign up for a free account and then simply link your bank account. You do not even have to make an opening deposit. At that point in time, Robinhood will be sending you one free stock worth all the way up to $200. Okay, so diving right into the main features of both of these credit cards. First off, we're going to be talking about cash back and how you can earn them with both of these cards. So starting out, we're going to be discussing the cash back of the SavorOne credit card. So you'll be earning 10% cash back on Uber and Uber Eats. You'll be earning 8% cash back on Capital One entertainment purchases. You'll be earning 5% cash back on hotels and rental cars booked through the Capital One travel portal. Then you'll be earning 3% cash back in the following categories: dining, entertainment, popular streaming services, and at grocery stores as well. And then finally, on all other transactions, you will be earning 1% cash back. Then as far as the SavorOne for Good credit card goes, you'll be earning 10% cash back at Uber and Uber Eats, 8% back on Capital One entertainment purchases, 5% cash back on hotels and rental cars booked through Capital One Travel. You'll be earning 3% cash back on dining, entertainment, popular streaming services, and at grocery stores as well. And then finally, of course, just like the other card, you'll be earning 1% cash back on all other transactions. Now, as far as the spend bonus goes, with one of these credit cards, you are going to be receiving a spend bonus or a welcome bonus. With the other, unfortunately, you are not. So with the SavorOne credit card, you will be earning a spend bonus of $200 as long as you're able to spend at least $500 within the first 3 months of having that card. $500 within the first 3 months should be very easy to achieve for most people to reach that spend bonus. So basically, it's going to be $200 off the first $500 that you spend. And then unfortunately, the SavorOne Good credit card is not currently offering a spend bonus. So that's how these two credit cards sort of differentiate from each other, at least in one way of a few different ways. Now, with both these cards, you're also going to be receiving some extra benefits as well. So we're going to be starting out with the extra benefits of the SavorOne credit card. So starting out, you will have a 0% introductory APR on purchases. That is going to be for the first 15 months. So basically, if you have a lot of larger transactions coming up and you don't have the cash set aside right now to pay for them, maybe it's an emergency situation and something you absolutely have to spend on, and unfortunately you do have to put them on a card, this might be one to do. And then over the 15 months, you can slowly pay them off. Obviously, before the 15 months in, you will want to make sure it's paid off in full, because after the 15 months in, your APR at that point in time is going to shoot all the way up, and you definitely do not want to put yourself in a situation where you're paying a lot of interest on any credit card from a month-to-month basis. Also with this card, you're going to be offered a 0% introductory APR on balance transfers. This is also going to be for the first 15 months. So basically what a balance transfer is, let's say that you have another credit card, just hypothetically speaking, maybe one with Chase, and right now you're paying a lot of interest on that card from a month-to-month basis. Well, one thing you could consider is transferring the balance that you're paying a lot of interest on that balance on a month-to-month basis from that card over to this card, and for the first 15 months, you will no longer be paying interest. And since you won't have any balance with your other card, since you're transferring the balance over to this one, then obviously you won't have any interest on your other card as well. So it's going to give you an opportunity at 0% to pay down that balance for the first 15 months. Obviously, you will want to have that balance paid down though, because once again, just like your purchases, after the first 15 months are up, at that point in time, your interest rate is also going to shoot back up. and then you're going to be right back to square one of paying all your interest on a month-to-month basis. Now, there's going to be some fees associated with that balance transfer though, which we are going to go ahead and dive into in just a moment. But as far as some of the other benefits go with this card, on top of these 0% introductory APRs, you're also going to be receiving extended warranty protection, travel accident insurance, 50% off of handcrafted beverages at Capital One cafes, $0 fraud liability. So if your card falls out of your wallet or someone steals your credit card number and they go off and spend hundreds or even thousands of dollars on it, you will not be held liable to pay for those transactions because you did not authorize them. Furthermore, you're also going to be getting any credit report changes from CreditWise. So if you're trying to keep your credit score up or try to improve it even more, or just maintain your credit score, having CreditWise in your back pocket could definitely be helpful to you. And then finally, you're also going to have your Uber One monthly membership fee covered through November 14th of 2024. Now, as far as the SavorOne credit card for those with good credit go, the way it sort of differentiates from the other one is that you're going to be getting the same exact features as we discussed over the last 5 or 6 features. So your extended warranty protection is going to be coming with this card. You're also going to be receiving the travel accident insurance. You're also going to be receiving the 50% off of handcrafted beverages at Capital One cafes. You're going to be getting the $0 fraud liability, credit report changes from CreditWise, and also your Uber One monthly membership fee covered through the middle of November of 2024. But a couple different things that you're not going to be getting with the SavorOne Rewards Good Credit card are the 0% interest for the first 15 months on your purchases and balance transfers. So now at this point, we have a couple of different differences with the SavorOne Rewards Good Credit card. You're not going to be receiving the 0% interest rates, nor are you going to be receiving the $200 spend bonus for spending at least $500 within the first 3 months. Now that we went over the main features of both of these credit cards at this point in time, we are going to go ahead and dive into the APR and fees. But of course, that's also super important as well. So we're going to start with the SavorOne credit card. The APR on that, once again, for purchases is going to be 0% for the first 15 months. However, after the 15 months in, your APR is then going to shoot up to anywhere either 19.99, 26.24, or 29.99% based on your credit worthiness. For balance transfers, it's going to be exactly the same, 0% for the first 15 months, then 19.99, 26.24, or 29.99% based on your credit worthiness. Then, as far as cash advances go, on this channel, we usually recommend to stay far away from cash advances. This, of course, should not be considered financial advice, just my own personal reasons. Usually with them, you have a very high interest rate, plus you have to pay a lot of fees as well. But if you do decide to take out a cash advance with this card, just know that your APR on them is going to be a whopping 29.99%. Plus, you have to pay a lot of fees as well, which we're going to go ahead and dive into right now. So as far as the fees go, starting out with your cash advances, you're going to have a fee on those of either $5 or 5% of the amount of each cash advance, whichever happens to be greater. Then as far as balance transfers go, even though you are going to have a 0% introductory APR for the first 15 months, it's still not going to be completely free though, because you are going to have a fee of 3% if it's posted during the first 15 months from your account opening. After that, it is going to jump up to 4% if it is during a promotional APR period. Then as far as late payments go, you'll definitely want to make sure that you are paying on time, because if you happen to pay late with this card, you are going to have a late payment fee possibly of up to $40. Now, if it's on accident, you could always try calling into Capital One to see if they will waive that late payment fee for a first-time convenience. Sometimes they will do that, so it's definitely worth a try, although you might want to consider setting up auto pay or marking your counters. Do whatever works best for you. Make sure that you are paying on time. That way you can avoid that late payment fee of $40. There's not going to be any foreign transaction fees with this credit card, so that's definitely a perk if you travel abroad. This is a card you can definitely take with you, and you won't be charged anything extra for using it. And then finally, with this card, there are no annual fees, so you don't have to sit around and think on a year-to-year basis if it's worth renewing, because you are not paying anything for it anyway. So those are the APR and fees of the SavorOne Capital One credit card. Now, as far as the SavorOne for Good credit card goes, starting out, your purchase APR on that is going to be a whopping 29.99%. Your balance transfers are also going to be 29.99%, so you're not going to be receiving those promotional APR on those. Then as far as cash advances go, it's also going to be 29.99%, so across the board, 29.99%. Then as far as fees go, cash advances on those, it's going to be $5 or 5% of the amount of each cash advance. On balance transfers, you're going to have a balance transfer fee of 4%, even though it's not going to make a whole lot of sense to do a balance transfer, or none if you're going to be having your balance transfer APR of 29.99%, which again, in that case, it's not really going to make sense to transfer a balance if you're going to have an APR over here of 29.99%. Then, just like the other credit card, on your late payments, you're going to have a late payment fee of up to $40. You're not going to have a foreign transaction fee, and you're also not going to have an annual fee either. So those are some more similarities between these two credit cards. Now, as far as how the SavorOne credit card is better than the SavorOne for Good credit card, first off, of course, you are going to have the 0% introductory APR on your purchases as well as your balance transfers. And then secondly, you're also going to have that spend bonus of $200 as long as you're able to spend at least $500 within the first 3 months. Then as far as how the SavorOne for Good credit card goes, how that one actually beats the SavorOne card, well, unfortunately, there are no ways in which it is superior. Now, obviously, with the SavorOne credit card, you are going to actually have excellent credit. It's not called SavorOne for excellent credit, but that's pretty much, in fact, what it actually is. The SavorOne credit card is for those with excellent credit, and the SavorOne for Good credit is for those with good credit. So you're going to be getting better perks with the SavorOne credit card than what you would with the SavorOne for Good credit card. So just to sum things up here, all in all, obviously, if you have excellent credit, you're probably going to be much better off with the SavorOne credit card because you're going to be receiving the $200 spend bonus, and you're also going to be getting the 0% introductory APR on your purchases and balance transfers. So if you can take advantage of all three of those things, great. If you don't need the 0% introductory APRs, even better, you can still get the $200 spend bonus. But as far as both these credit cards go and how they are advantageous, well, you can definitely earn a lot of cash back on them. You're going to be getting the 10% cash back on Uber and Uber Eats. So if you use those a lot, 10% cash back is definitely going to come in handy. You're also going to be getting 8% cash back on Capital One entertainment purchases. And then you're also going to be getting the 3% cash back on dining, entertainment, popular streaming services, and grocery stores. You're not going to have an annual fee, and you're also not going to have foreign transaction fees. So there are definitely a lot of advantages of both these credit cards. And once again, in the end, if you're going to go with one of the two credit cards, obviously the better decision would be the SavorOne card, just because you are going to be getting that $200 spend bonus, whereas with the other one, there is no spend bonus involved. But that's all we have for this review. I certainly hope you enjoyed and found value out of it. If you did, again, I would greatly appreciate if you could give this video a like, consider subscribing to my channel if you have not already, and I will see you in the next video.